Sunday going so far? I hope everyone had them a good week. If not, like I always say, reflect and see what you can change to have a good upcoming week. And if you did have a good week, then period, have you another one, okay? My week personally was good. It was pretty busy during the week with like work and stuff like that. But I ended up getting out this weekend, which was nice. Your girl went to an alpha picnic in Chicago. I did some networking, got some more podcast listeners, met some other feds, from my organization, the whole shebang. So if you're new here, hi, welcome to Nichelle's Audio. And if you're a continuous listener, welcome back. So let's hop into this episode. So today we are jumping into hair, your scalp, your roots, your crown. You know, one of our most special, versatile, and important assets and features for us black folk. You feel me? So we can do so much with our hair, from like locks to braids to cornrows, the wash and goes, linings, twists, and even the days when we get up and we lazy and we don't even feel like doing too much to our hair and we just go. So that is why we should remember to take care of it anyway, the proper way, the best way that it works for us, because everybody's, hair is different. That's why I said it's so versatile, it's so different, but it's so important. That's what they all have in common. So one thing that may work for the first person may not work for the second person. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of our hair the proper way, but also, finding the ways that work for us. To start off, I wanted to give you guys a little backstory of my hair and my hair journey, growing up. So, my journey goes a little bit like this. I didn't even become natural until like my sophomore year of high school. If you don't know, I will be 20 in September on the 13th, and I am in my last semester of my sophomore year of high school. I mean, of college. I'm my last semester of my sophomore year of college. So, you know, I've been natural for a while, but leading up into that, I was not natural. Like, it was a very long time before I became natural. Up until that point, I was a relaxer girly. I kept in the silk presses, y'all. Like, I kept in some straight hair in my head. And I loved my straight hair. Like, it was long. I always got compliments. I always heard, which I don't like, but I always heard, the term, your hair is so long for a black girl. Is this real? Da da da. Let's stop saying that. That's, not okay. Black girls can have long hair and it can be real. But anyway, so yeah, I kept, long hairstyles. I kept relaxers in my head. But like after getting to high school and, getting older and seeing more and more like black girls rocking natural puffs and slick backs and afros, and they was looking good, I started to feel a little out of place, because it was like, dang, my relaxed hair can't do that. My relaxed hair don't puff up like this into this afro and into this ponytail and into this puff ball. And I started to feel a little like less, not less black, but I definitely felt, out of place. Like, I definitely felt like in order to, be a complete black girl, I needed to be able to rock a puff like this. And at that time with relaxed hair, I couldn't. Side note, you can have relaxed hair. Like, it's genuinely okay. I'm not hating on, relaxed hair now, or saying like you less than because you have it. That's just personally how I felt at the time. And, it took me knowledge and growing up and getting older to learn that that's not true. But that's how I had felt at the time. So I decided that I wanted to go natural, and I stopped relaxing my hair, and I grew out the relaxing. Like, I grew the perm out instead of doing the big chop. Like, all my the hairdressers and stuff told me to do the big chop and that it'd be easier and it'll take shorter time. It'll be just like that to be able to grow your hair out natural. But I couldn't do no big chop. Laughing but serious, y'all. My head shape. Ooh, excuse me. My head shape is not for big chops. I'm sorry. I can't have no low haircut. Like, sometimes I be thinking like I want to do finger waves. I I can't cut my head. Like, my head gonna look like, yeah, that them peanuts out the Proud Family. Yeah, that's gonna be me, and I don't want to look like that. So, um, after I decided to grow it out and I was fully natural, my hair started doing this thing. It started doing this thing. I became like the slick back queen. Like, I love me a slick back. some like pigtails, ponytails, just wearing my hair out or whatever. Um, I bleached and dyed my hair for the first time for my 18th birthday. I did a two-tone type color thing. And ever since then, I've never had natural black hair since. Like, I promise you, when you first dye your hair and try color, like even with braids and weave, you will never go back. I left 1B with the braiding hair, and I've never went back to 1B again. Like what right now I have invisible locks in over, my hair. So it is 1B only because it's over locks. So tucking, was kind of hard for my hairdresser. Shout out Trelana. But so I do have 1B, but this is the first time I've got 1B in like 3.5 years. Like I don't do just straight black hair anymore. Like even my natural hair under this has like browns at the end, like brown. It's brownish, but kind of brown at the end. Like I don't do natural black hair anymore because I don't know. Just trying different colors is so fun. Like ginger, ooh, I went ginger, y'all. Every black girl needs to try ginger once in her life. I promise you, you will never go back. You will never go back. My braids stay ginger. But yeah, so that was like my hair journey, like going from like relaxed to natural throughout like high school. Now, as of April 1st of this year, I have become a part of the lock community, which is something that I want to touch on with you guys because my journey through like locks right now, I'm only 3 months in, a little over 3 months in. So, I haven't been in there for a long time, but I've seen a drastic change. Like even with these little 3 months, like it's my skirts is growing, y'all. My skirts is growing. But I wanted to touch on locks with you guys because I know that for me, I know a lot of people who are like who say I want to do locks, or I want to join the lock community, but I'm scared. I don't want to go through the ugly stage, quote unquote, like all of that. All of those things are not abnormal for you to feel because I felt the same way. Like I felt the same way before starting my locks. I kept pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off because I was so scared that I wouldn't look right or they'd be short at first and I'd look ugly like the people who be like, wait till my stuff lock up. I didn't want to look like that. Let me tell you, I did not look like that starting it off, and you won't either. Like, you're 9 times out of 10, if you're like me and you had all of them thoughts, when I got in the chair and after like my first, getting my locks, my starter locks, my first appointment, after they were finished, I was like, dang, I was sitting here scared and worried for nothing, y'all. Like, of course, they're not going to be long down to your back past your ears when you first start off. But even though they weren't that long, I was still like, dang, like these are cute. Like, I look good. Like, I've learned through the process of having my locks that it really does like build up like your self-love and your self-reflection and how you look at yourself. Like, it'll really make you be like, dang, I look good. Like, of course you gonna say you look good before that, but even then, with that real natural state, your hair doing whatever it wants, you have to let it do what it wants, not too much oil here, not too much water here, not too much touching, not too much styling, you really gotta you really leave your hair alone and let it do its thing. And it really builds up like, your confidence. Cause leaving my hair alone, I'm like, dang girl, you look good. And sometimes it is hard. Like sometimes it will test your patience and your strength. Like I'm saying all of this, and I will be very transparent with y'all. Like at some points during this lock journey, I have been like, dang, should I just comb these out, or should I just stop now and start over maybe at a different point in time? You do have times like that, when especially when that retwist then grown out and your roots is getting fuzzy again, but you gotta wait some time for a retwist, that definitely a test you. But it's just all about kind of learning you and learning your hair, and it those times give you time to like bond with your hair and be like, okay, girl, hair, me, hair, what we gonna do? Do we want to do this? Do we want to do that? Do we want to do pigtails? Do we want to do this? Like, how we gonna work around this? Do we just want to get up and go, a little water here, a little oil here, things like that. But I wanted to touch on that with y'all because I've since I've joined my lock journey, I know a lot of people have even came to me, and I like I said, I'm only like 3 months in. Have even came to me and be like, they look so good, they look so nice. You know, what are you doing? How do you feel? How's your process been? The lock community is so welcoming. When I said when I posted, my starter lock journey, like I got a lot of people who are also either in their starter lock journey or, in different phases of their locks, like texting me and communicating with me about it. So it's a very welcoming community, and and it kind of gives you a type of knowledge to be able to put onto other people. Like one of my dynamic sisters, dynamic 11 sisters, Kennedy, she started her process a little bit after me, and I love that I was able to help her, get like through that and help her decide that she really wanted to start them. She saw me get them. We talked about it. She asked me every question in the book. I answered every question in the book that I could off the top of my head. Anything I didn't know, I asked my loctician. But I was able to help her, and she started her journey and she loves it. And the girl looked good, okay? So, the lock journey, the lock community, it's something that definitely did not come easy for me. And it's definitely not something that's for some people that's going to be like, click, boom, easy decision. But now that I've done it, I 100% say that, like, if you're thinking or you're like that you don't want to do this or you're like, you're scared, just do it. Like, just do it, y'all. Like, I spontaneously started mine. I had months and a map planned out to when I was gonna start it. I said screw the map and I just did it. Like everything I wanted to do beforehand, I said skip it and I just did it. You know? So I definitely say go for it if you're thinking about it, if you're tempted, if you're scared, don't be scared. You got it. If you ever got any questions for me, y'all know my Insta and stuff. It be in like the little description boxes and stuff like that, or you know, communicate with me on social media. Leave it in the comments, leave it in the reviews, and I'll this episode or something, and I'll reach out. We can talk about it. But definitely, 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 if you're thinking about it or you're scared, do not be scared. Just do it. Like Nike, check, do it. So moving on, I have a themed quote for this episode, and I might do themed quotes for like maybe not every episode, but I feel like important episodes or like episodes that I can get a quote from or a theme quote, I'll have a theme quote. But anyway, the theme quote for this episode is our hair is often misunderstood even by us. So, I picked this quote because I feel like it is 100% the truth. I feel like that even though as black people we know that like our hair, is very important and versatile, and one of the main things about us that we love, we can misunderstand it, and it can come from lack of being taught about it, or just lack of knowledge, and that's okay. But I definitely feel like it's misunderstood by other people and by us. So I feel like for girls, for us, I'm gonna kind of do the girls and the man thing. I'm gonna just speak on what for men. I'm gonna just speak on what I observed because I'm not a man, so I can't hardcore say how y'all feel. But I'm gonna definitely speak on how I observed or whatever, what I observed. But for girls, like I feel like since we have so many options for like braids and weaves and wigs and all of that, that we be forgetting that we need to like let our hair breathe and take care of it in between the switches from them weaves and them braids and them protective styles. You know, I'm not hating on them styles at all because trust me, before locks, I was a knotless braid girl down. Trelena was in this head constantly. I promise y'all. And even right now, I have weaving. I have invisible locks over my actual locks or whatever. So I'm definitely not hating on a weave with a wigs. I've never tried a wig before, but I have said that I wanted to. But I just feel like that in between, us thinking about what next style to get or what next thing to do with our hair, that we need to make sure that we're allowing our hair to breathe in between those, even if it's just like maybe a month or maybe almost a month. But we definitely want to let our hair breathe and get some air and some sunlight and some moisturization before we're just constantly throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing different type of styles on top of our heads, because yes, they are protective, yes, they help our hair grow, but another part of our hair growing is us washing it, moisturizing it, keeping it getting some air and not keeping it hidden and covered up in our scalp and stuff, wrapped up all the time. So we just want to make sure that even though we are focused on what we getting for our next hairstyle, girl, we also focused on, dang, did I oil my scalp yesterday? Dang, is it my wash routine day? We need to make sure that we're focused on those things and doing it, not just because we're getting a new style, but also, because we want to make sure that our hair is staying healthy. We got to keep up with ourselves. So for men, some of y'all have locks. So y'all in the lock community, so y'all know what, entails for us in the lock community. But I feel like sometimes y'all be so focused on haircuts and linings that y'all don't, focus on the other things like washing them heads. Wash our heads. Like I just told the girls, like we gotta wash our hair, y'all, and we gotta have a consecutive routine of washing our hair and combing out our hair and making sure that, it's not getting tangled and all crunched and napped up, but it's staying moisturized and it's staying healthy. Like make sure that the healthiness of your head is also an important factor to you and not just the appearance of the lining and the haircut and the taper and the shape up. Like make sure that what's in that scalp and what's growing out your crown is also as sharp and as nice looking and nice feeling as some linings y'all be sitting in them barber chairs to get. And I can be honest, like even sometimes for me, overall, like sometimes I used to be very, very bad at keeping my hair moisturized. Like I don't know, I just was very forgetful that I have to oil my hair, that I have to have an oil routine. So that was really a big thing for me that I've been working on. I've been making sure now that I have locks and stuff like that, it's a constant, easier reminder. But I definitely be trying to tell myself, like, did you oil your hair? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do that? Type stuff. You want to make sure not to over oil your hair. Make sure not to over oil your hair, but definitely make sure that you're moisturizing your hair and constantly keeping it healthy and fed. Just how we like to eat, our hair gotta eat. Yeah. So I have 4 tips for you guys that I got. Well, before I talk about the tips, I just want to bring in like a little, core memory. Do y'all remember like when we were kids? I feel like it might have been mostly girls who got this done, but I know, I'm pretty sure some guys sat in between their mama or their grandma legs and got their hair braided or combed out or whatever. But do y'all remember like them times when like we had like barrette boxes and like comb boxes and all of these and beads and bubbles in a big box and we like sit in between like our mom or our like grandma's legs and they like comb through our hair? I just want everybody to keep that in mind. Like, as you have children, please, please, please never let that core soft memory of sitting in between, letting your kids sit in between your legs and do your kids' hair. Don't always just throw them in the shop. Make sure, like, you do something to your baby hair too. Because I don't know, I just feel like I feel like hair care is a specific black love language. And I feel like the bonding moment that you have between like your child, because I remember how I used to feel when I'd sit between my mom or my grandma's legs and they'd like do my hair. I used to feel so close, like so close to them, so close and so loved and like so cared for. It was kind of just like all snuggly and cuddly feeling. Like it makes you feel really, really, really good. And it's kind of like a bonding moment that we don't know is happening until we get older and we're like, dang. When you get to that stage where you really don't need to sit in between your mom or your grandma legs no more to do your hair, and you like, dang, I kind of miss the days where like I just sat here and you just did my hair. Even if I did scrunch up my nose or move my shoulders or get tapped with the comb once or twice, I definitely miss the days where I could just sit in between my mama or my grandma legs and let them touch my hair and do my hair and grease my scalp. So at the black community, I just want us to keep that going, which I'm sure we will. But please, 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 as the next generations come and the next generations come, like even my generation, like please make sure that y'all have that kind of intimate moment with your children where you do their hair, even at ages where they can remember. Like, please. Cause I don't know if y'all feel like maybe I'm just overdoing it. I'm not overdoing it. Ain't no maybe. I know I'm not overdoing it, but please keep that up because I loved it when it was happening to me. And my baby's gonna love it when it happens to them because they gonna stay in between these legs getting their hair done, okay? But now, Drew, back to what I was talking about before this. I have 4 tips for you all on how to keep your hair healthy from the American Academy of Dermatology Association. I Googled this, y'all. I wanted to make sure I got some good tips for y'all because this is very important. I could just be telling y'all stuff in my head, but I know y'all sometimes be like, this girl just be talking, and where is her credibility? My credibility is my mind, y'all. But I'm gonna get some real Google credibility for y'all for this, just because our hair care is, very important. So, first tip for everyone is wash your hair once a week or every other week. This will help prevent buildup of hair care products, which can be drying out to your hair. But make sure to not overwash, as we do have natural oils in our scalps that we don't want to wash away. This is something that I've heard all the time, and like when I give tips, I make sure to tell this too, because we do have natural oils that our hairs produce that are good for our hair, and we don't want to overwash our hair, because that can like limit the natural oils that our hair produces and like limit that type of moisturization. So we definitely don't want to overwash. But if you know you're someone who uses a lot of product in your head, then washing once a week is 9 times out of 10 beneficial for you. Like before I got my locks, I was washing 2 times a week. I mean, not 2 times a week. Every 2 weeks, I was washing my hair. But if I knew it was a week where like I did a slick back for like 4 days straight, and I was just slapping on gel, once it gets to that stage in the slick back where your hair kind of sticking up and you gotta redo it, but you don't want to take the ponytail out and brush it, yeah, I would just be slapping some gel on it, and it's just a build up and a build up. So now I have to wash my hair because it's just all these chemicals sitting in my hair that might not be that healthy. We got to wash that out. So definitely make sure that you wash your hair because it's very important, but make sure to not overwash it. Second tip is you use a deep conditioner and do a deep cleansing conditioning routine. Use a conditioner every time you wash your hair. Be sure to coat the ends of the hair with conditioner, as the ends are the oldest and most fragile part of your hair. Um, yeah, I know everybody has probably heard of deep conditioning, or y'all done got y'all hair washed as kids. And when you put that bag on, when you get the wash and the shampoo, and then you get the condition, and then you get the leave-in conditioner that you got to wash out 30 minutes later, and you put that bag over your head. Usually for me, it was a Walmart bag. Put the Walmart bag over your head, then you go sit down and watch TV. Then you got to go bend back over across the sink to get it washed out 30 minutes later. Yeah, that's a deep conditioner. I was told to, I have a deep conditioner, and then I have a regular conditioner. Um, I use my regular conditioner every single time I wash my hair, like it just said, especially on the ends because they're fragile and things. But make sure, the deep condition is what I usually do the second routine, like the last routine. Like I said, I do it 2 times a week. So why do I keep saying 2 times a week? Every 2 weeks. So it's 4 weeks in a month. So the last wash of the month is usually when I do the deep conditioner. Um, Third tip is make sure that your braids, cornrows, or weaves are not too tight because it can damage and thin your hair. Um, yeah, make sure if you're getting your hair braided and you feel like God is reaching down and pulling your scalps to the heavens because it's that tight, don't be afraid to tell your braider to loosen this up a little bit. Make sure you do it before she like 75 braids in, but make sure you don't allow yourself to have your ponytails too tight, or your braids too tight, or your cornrows, or your weaves. Make sure that's not too tight that it feel like it's crushing off the blood flow to your cranium, because that can damage and very much thin your hair. It's not healthy. Make sure it don't got to be real loose. You don't want your wigs and nothing slipping off, or your ponytails having a puffball in it. My stuff used to have puffballs in it, and it would make me so mad during I'm trying to do a slick back and it's not perfecting itself. So it don't got to be like that, but definitely make sure it's not too tight that you're scrunching your face up. Last tip is when blow drying and combing out, make sure to part into sections for a smoother and less tangling result. I am lazy. So I was lazy. I was a little lazy when I used to, before I got locks. So when it came to detangling my hair, I would, limit the sections, because I thought that not doing it in sections and just doing it all over the place would make it go by faster, which it did, but it also made the process bad, and it wasn't really good, and it was always still tangled. So make sure you part into 4 sections, or as many sections as you do. I usually do 4. Um, Talking about this kind of make me miss my natural state of hair before locks. But I love my little squirts. They're my babies now. But yeah, pop part into 4 sections, and then I would blow dry and comb in those 4 sections. And it always gave me a smoother. It was a very much smoother process after them and them wash days. It was a very much smoother process, and and honestly kind of go by a little bit faster. To truthfully, it goes by a little bit faster. Less tangling, shorter time. You know, things like that. So make sure you're detangling in 2 sections so that you're not angry during the process, because I would get upset, very, very upset. So that is all I have for you guys today. Please, 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 from your favorite podcaster to you, take care of your hair. Take care of your black hair. And if you listen to this and you're not black, still take care of your hair, because it's our hair and it's important. But take care of your crown, y'all. Take care of your roots. They hold so much of us in them. Like, our hair holds so much of us within it, and it's one of our best, most kind of intimate features within ourselves. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of our hair, just how we want to eat. Our hair wants to eat too. So feed it, love it, cherish it. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope everybody has them a rest of their good Sunday, and I hope everybody has them a good rest of the week. I will talk to y'all on Sunday of next week. Bye. Bye.